Yo, hey man, say man, welcome back to another episode of Check the Stats Podcast, episode 83. I'm your host TCal. Here to the left of me got Big Verse in the building, of course. Behind the camera, you already know it's Big Jess in the cut. Man, we one more week away into the NFL playoffs, man. Things are heating up, seeding. All the playoff teams are solidified for the exception of two. AFC North. We got drama with the Diggs family. Both Diggs, to be exact.
Yep.
Man, it's a lot to unpack right now. NBA is getting a little spicy, so without further ado, Big Jess, let's get into it.
So my first question for you. In today's game, is quarterback play more about the system or talent?
Mixture of both, but
Yeah.
If you have to pick a side.
Probably the
Talent.
system. I say the system because, like, you can't just get, like, not everybody's Kyle Shanahan. You can't just plug and play anybody that happens to throw a nice spiral into any system and think that it's going to magically work. You got to have a marriage between head coach and personnel and quarterback. And just because you have a bunch of great guys on the roster doesn't mean you're going to be good enough to handle the business. I think the prime example is the Colts. They could have gotten any quarterback, but they ended up getting the guy that was familiar with the system in Phillip Rivers. Even when they lost all those games, it's probably the best quarterback that they could have gotten from the situation that had Daniel Jones mess up his leg. So that's just what it is.
I could say talent just off the fact of we can go to a Mahomes factor in a sense. Alex Smith, I mean, he ran Andy Reid's system to a T. I mean, and he was a really good quarterback, but that talent took the next step to make them from contending team to the best team in the NFL. So I would say, not to argue your point, because obviously system is extremely important, especially with coaching nowadays and these young quarterbacks. Without coaching, these young quarterbacks are nothing. But talent for sure pushes you over the edge. And as we see, like, you could put Josh Allen in the system. You could put, I ain't gonna say Lamar, because clearly the system ain't working because he ain't made it to the promised land with all these great teams. But certain quarterbacks, you see their talent level kind of over exceeds the system, despite the limitation that the system may put on you. It's like, hey, look, like, certain people can make that type of play if they're playing within that structure. So like guys like Allen, Mahomes, and just these talented,
The personnel around them.
yeah.
Would teams be better off paying a top offensive line or a star quarterback?
Probably the quarterback, because even if everything starts from the trenches, I mean, if you have the best O-line in the world and you don't have anything worth protecting, then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of bringing in that infrastructure up front. So if you don't got a signal caller that's able to take you to the promised land or at least give you hope, then you're going to forever be stuck in no man's land.
I have to agree.
Is winning one Super Bowl enough to justify a massive quarterback contract?
Yes, 100%. Yes,
That's the whole goal. That's like it's like winning a title. Like, you see what they did with for the NBA, that's like winning a title. You see what they did with J-Dub.
100%.
And the NFL, shoot, depending on your role in winning that title, shoot, you could be set for life.
So you're gonna be set for life regardless. Shoot, if you win them that Super Bowl, you the starting quarterback, they don't care. Hey, your contribution meant that much to you, gonna get paid. If not with that team, somewhere else.
Shit, look at Nick Foles.
Oh yeah.
What is more responsible for losing? Coaching decisions or player execution?
Player execution. Because at the end of the day, the players can make the worst call in America look good because of how they execute. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a clear-cut answer. Shoot, them coaches, don't even get me started. I'm just thinking about us.
Hey.
Can swapping coaches affect a team ceiling more than swapping quarterbacks?
Yeah, it depends on the situation. Like, you take a bad coach and you replace him with a good coach, then that could jumpstart a whole franchise. I mean, shoot, the Texans are an example of that. I mean, we went from Bill O'Brien to, what was it, Romeo Crennel to, who was the guy before Lovie Smith?
Dang, what was his name? It was that old black dude.
Yeah, with the glasses.
Cully.
Yeah, Dave Culley.
Culley.
Yeah, David Culley to Lovie Smith, and like we went through that coaching carousel, and we had less than 10 wins total with those 3 guys, and then we get D'Amico Ryans, and he leads us to 11 wins if you include the postseason and the regular season, and he just keeps on ascending as a coach, and we keep on ascending as a team. A new change of the guard in terms of the head coaching position can do a lot.
Is it okay to win ugly every week rather than be explosive but inconsistent?
Yes.
Yes.
Eagles are the
Prime example.
perfect. They won a Super Bowl like that. Like, they won so many the Chiefs the year before. They won so many one-score games, and people was like, man, how do they keep doing this? It's because the name of the game is winning. And if you find a way to get that W at the end of the day, then you're going to find yourself in a position where all those questions don't matter because you holding a trophy at the end.
Would you rather trust a young quarterback with upside or a veteran with a clear ceiling?
Upside. For me, at least.
Yeah. Clear ceiling, you always going to be capped off. Upside, the sky is always the limit.
Indianapolis Colts. Prime example.
Lions, too.
True. 100% true.
Is playoff success more about matchup luck or talent?
Talent. I mean, talent too. 'Cause at the end of the day, talent gonna override any matchup that you have. Like Jokic, it's some bad matchup for Jokic, but somehow he always comes out on top more times than not. So I think it has to be matchups play a role, a key factor in it, but I think the talent always overrides it.
Yeah. I can't disagree. I had to think about it because styles make fights, but shit, if you want to see styles be irrelevant, look at the Warriors, look at the Nuggets now, look at the Thunder now. It's crazy.
Can you be a true superstar without being elite offensively?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 100% yes.
Would you rather your reputation to be clutch or consistent?
Consistent. Clutch is, they only need you when you're down, but if you're consistent, you might not be down as much anyway. Plus, that doesn't discredit you being able to make a shot or two when the game is tight.
Would you rather have an elite scorer with average defense or an elite defender with average offense?
Elite scorer with average defense.
Yeah.
That's clear as day. Shoot, elite scorer pushes your team over the top. Mm-hmm. Elite defense, I mean, shoot. We seen it clear as day with the Rockets. Elite defense and average offense only gets you so far.
Yeah.
So when it comes to athletes in general, do you usually go for the eye test or do you trust the numbers?
The numbers never lie, but they don't tell the full story.
Are we referring to basketball or football?
And the athletes in general.
You gotta go with the eye test. Because it's a lot. Like, I think the greatest example of that would have to be like playoff Dak Prescott. His numbers are going to be outstanding, but like when you turn on the tape and you see him throw for 300 something yards, because 200 of them came in the third and fourth quarter after his team is losing, it doesn't do it justice.
I think you discredit him for playing well when his team needed him to.
His team needed him to from the jump. I mean, he played against the Packers, and they were down by 30 in the third quarter. You think that they're going to make a realistic comeback in 15 minutes? If the answer is no, and they still lost that game by double-digit points, then that whole garbage time stuff is still garbage time. Like, that's still garbage time stats.
Yeah, I do respect that, though. I think I can't disagree because a lot of quarterbacks get off the hook with having these crazy stats and garbage time. But in reality, if you watch the mixture of that game, they're making accurate throws here and there, which every quarterback does. But I feel like the quarterback has to meet the moment, meet the situation. Like Matthew Stafford, for example, yesterday, there's no way he didn't win that game against the Atlanta Falcons. But if you look a little deeper, it was throws that Matthew Stafford routinely makes. Like he had it very first play on the last drive, no timeouts. Had a guy wide open down the sideline. He would have cribbed it. he would have cribbed it, but he missed the throw. He had 3 interceptions that game. Matthew Stafford's still a hell of a quarterback. He was the MVP until obviously yesterday in my eyes. But I feel like the eye test is everything when it comes to evaluating NFL, NBA talent, athletes in general. Because at the end of the day, you can look at the competition they play and they may average 30 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, and then you look at who they playing, like the hell? Like, this ain't top tier competition. Like, that's like us playing Utah, the Rockets playing Utah a full week, and then it'd be like, oh shoot, the Rockets really contenders? It's like, look at Utah. Like, who is Utah competing with this year? They trying to get freaking AJ the Basta. Like, we got 2 different goals. So I think eye test is extremely important.
I think a perfect example, it is not even, like, I'm agreeing with you. I think another great example is the Super Bowl of last year. Did Mahomes play well?
No.
Sure, you sure? He was 21 for 32, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns with a passer rating of 95.4.
How many interceptions?
He had 2 interceptions, but but that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, the numbers can tell a portion of the story that the viewers can describe easily, just attributing that to his team was down by damn near 40 points. Mm-hmm. So he had to chunk it up because that's all his team was in the position of being able to do.
And that's Dak Prescott to the T.
Would you rather have the coaching advantage or the star player advantage?
Probably star player. Because coaching can do wonders for a team. But when you have an unstoppable answer to any problem that's thrown at you with a star player, then you have an advantage that not every team that you go against is able to have. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody and their mama knows that there is a way to stop players like Shea, like Jokic, like Giannis, like AE, like Luka. But nobody's able to do that, no matter how many defensive schemes they're thrown in the game. They still end up in the positions where they're first team All-NBA players. And they showcase that on a regular night-to-night basis because no one can stop them. And it don't matter how elite the coaching is, they're still going to get theirs no matter what.
I'd probably say the coaching schemes. Based off of just, if you have a really good coach, they can really slow down a star player.
Would you rather your team slowly develop over time or trade for instant contention?
Trade for instant contention, because I mean, the grind of like developing your players and seeing what they end up coming out to be is amazing. But just the fact of knowing that you can compete and contend and win now, I mean, you can't beat that. Like, who wants to suck for a certain amount of time before the turn of the tide of your players that was developing become those guys? For example, you could say, I was going to say Boston.
I know you were thinking basketball, but let me say this. As a Texans fan, when you started 0-3, you were very accepting of, okay, well, we're ready for next year. So with that attitude, you would be happy for a draft pick. And when that feeling compounds season after season, it eventually turns into wins, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then I could stick to basketball. I mean, look at the Thunder.
Of course.
Like, they are a dynasty to be if they play their cards right because they played the long game. They didn't make... Yeah, they made trades that were like, hey, we want to get off of these guys. We want to see if this could work eventually. But at a certain point in time, they stockpiled up so many draft picks that eventually, even if they had a broken clock, it was going to be right at least a few amount of times, right? They got superstars, they got playmakers, and just across all team sports, like, you don't get a guaranteed shot at instantaneous success whenever you trade. Like, the Rams trading for Matthew Stafford, that's, you know what I'm saying? They were in a great position because they were already in contention. They just thought that he could take them over the top. But when they put all those eggs into one basket, there was no guarantee that they were going to win that championship. And other teams have learned that the hard way countless amount of times.
So what about a team like Boston? When they won their championship, Drew Holidays, you got your Derek Whites, you got your Kristaps Porzingises.
Yeah, they were ancillary pieces. They weren't the core of the franchise. They got that from trading, not to get in contention, but to set themselves up for a rebuild. Trading with the Nets, getting picks that landed them Jason Tatum, picks like Jaylen Brown. Like, they had their main guys. They just used trades like every other team to help those pieces flourish even more.
Did Jalen Duren get drafted by Detroit?
Yeah, he was a trade from somebody. I think OKC.
Great pick.
Literally.
Yeah, but no one looked at Detroit as like, oh yeah, they instant title contenders.
But they grew through the draft. Look at them. They're chasing OKC for their best record in the league.
Yeah, that's
All the
true.
games OKC keep dropping shit. Hey,
They might
Detroit.
catch him.
What?
They might catch him.
Would you value a team that has roster stability or constant roster churn? Like, should they give up on something that didn't work, or should they try over and get into? Do you like
Stability.
stability?
Noble. It's like if you go to a job, right? Do you want to go to a job that has a high turnover rate or a low turnover rate?
A low turnover rate.
Why?
Because people are happy here.
Exactly. If they're happy, then the more happy people you got at this job, the more productive they're going to be for you, which means the more beneficial for everyone involved. Same thing with sports. Like, you're not going to go to a spot where everybody and their mama wants to leave the second that it sucks. It ain't too many franchises that are able to have success like that.
I do agree with you. So why do you want the Clippers to break up?
Why do I want the Clippers to break up? Because they've had that stability for a long time without no level of production. Like, if it's a bad business, then you got to get out of business. Like, at a certain point in time, you got to be smart.
I think if you can make it to the playoffs, that's the honestly kind of most you can ask for, a fighting chance. So if you get to the playoffs and lose, although that does suck and you think, oh, what we did isn't enough, and of course, literally speaking, it wasn't enough to beat the other teams to get to the finals. But as long as you're a playoff team, you're in contention to win a championship.
I think it also depends on how much you invest. Like, for a team like the Rockets last year, we could live with that because we was, what did we have? Like, at a certain point in time, less than 20 wins during the John Wall.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like.
DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, so the fact that we go from that to playing contention to the number 2 seed, we're jumping for joy. A team like the Clippers, they've been banging the door on the wall with Kawhi and Paul George for years. They invested a lot of money. They done traded a future MVP to try to get a championship, and they've just barely gotten to the Western Conference Finals once. Like, if you can't burst through the door with all these cracks at it, then you might as well go somewhere else and try something new.
I guess. I still say trade him.
What are you guys' thoughts on the recent Diggs drama that's going on?
Stephon, hopefully you get your situation cleared up. You know, we don't support the, you know.
Yeah.
We don't support that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna speak too deeper into detail about that. But with Trayvon Diggs, though, I mean, kind of reading the backstory of that one, that seemed pretty petty. So apparently, Trayvon Diggs asked the team could he stay in DC because, you know, they're from Maryland. He wanted to spend the holidays with his family or whatever. The team normally, you know, let the players stay, especially with that amount of time that they have, that break period. Because, you know, shoot, after their games, they get a day 2 off and they backing off by Tuesday. They played on Christmas. So he asked the head coach. The head coach denied his request. So he was like, shoot, basically, y'all going to make me fly all the way back to Dallas. And I'm going to have to fly to Dallas just to fly back here. And I could just stay here. So he decided to stay. So they was mad about it or whatever. And obviously, shoot, we seen what happened. Hopefully, for his sake, all his guaranteed money was already paid, which obviously it doesn't matter. If you release somebody, they're going to get the rest of their guaranteed money. It's in the contract. But for Trayvon Diggs, he's like a kid in a candy store right now because not only did you just leave a bad situation that he probably going to get released from anyway, now you get the pick any team that you want that's in contention right now for trying to chase that Super Bowl, you could be that missing piece.
Yeah.
If I'm him right now, shoot, hey, I'm looking around. I'm like, hey, Texans, I miss you. Texans, what's up? If I'm Diggs, I'm looking at teams that need that DB help. So maybe Philly.
They say he's depending on how quickly the waiver clears. Like he might be eligible to join playoff teams.
Sure, I would think that's the only place where he would want to go. There's no way that you get cut and you gonna join a non-contender with one game left in the regular season.
What about a family reunion?
Oh, go to New England. I wouldn't be mad at that. I'd just say, I don't know who really like needs him right now, like 100% need, because he's not no top tier corner. Like he's more of a rotational piece. He's not. If you're expecting a lot out of him, man, you're sadly mistaken. But maybe the Chargers take a flyer on him. I don't know. Like somebody will take a crack at him just to see what he has left in that tank, and especially if he can be the extra boost that the playoff team need in order to give them that edge to make that Super Bowl run. But I'm not too sure about Trayvon Diggs. I've been off of him for a good little minute, so.
Yeah. Apparently it was a bad schematic fit between him and Ibrahim as well with the Cowboys, to where he wasn't as productive because of the fact of like
He's his own guy.
Mm-hmm. But it's crazy because we look at teams like Dallas and we wonder why they always in the situations that they in. You know, he ended up getting released, and the first thing that we get is Jerry Jones talking about it immediately when no owner in the NFL is doing that, no owner in the NBA is doing things like that. Like, it's just crazy to think about. As far as Trayvon Diggs go, no matter what team you're on, the team is going to tolerate however you're able to produce for a set team. And he hasn't been good this year. He's been injury prone, and whenever he's on the field, it's like he might as well not have even been on there because
he's bad.
Because they have one of the worst defenses in the NFL, if not the worst. If it ain't number 32, then they somewhere hovering around that 30 to low 20s range. So it doesn't really make much of a difference if they kept him or not. It sucks that he ended up having to leave, but again, he has his pick of the litter as far as what team he wants to go to next. And hopefully he's able to, I don't want to say revive his career because his career isn't dead, but maybe restamp his position among potentially being some of the best corners in the NFL. And we know that's far-fetched because it's Trayvon Diggs at the end of the day, but who knows? Stranger things have happened.
Which coach do you think is in the biggest hot seat based off playoff performance?
Right, see, I hope we don't go the same way. But I got two answers, so.
I got a few.
Oh, shoot, well, hey, we good. I guess for mine, I think it's Captain Obvious. I think Sean McDermott with the Buffalo Bills. If he don't perform with the playoffs with no Mahomes, possibly no Lamar, and no Burrow, and he don't make it to that Super Bowl, it's going to be, man,
Hey.
he might as well be calling for realtors. Because there's no way that you could keep him in Buffalo and your main kryptonite has been Mahomes and that 1 year Burrow. He hasn't lost to anybody else within these last couple of years outside of Mahomes and Burrow. So if you can't get the job done this year, hey, Josh Allen's going to be a lot of uncomfortable conversations brought up about you. You're not going to lose your job or nothing like that because obviously you just got paid all that money. You're Josh Allen, for God's sake. But Sean McDermott, I mean, how many times can you keep knocking on the doorstep without actually kicking through the door? Like, you can only be tolerated so long with mediocrity.
Yeah.
Like, you got division loss, Cincinnati. Division loss, Kansas City. AFC Championship loss, Kansas City. AFC Championship loss, Kansas City.
Division loss, Kansas City.
It get played out after a certain while. It's like, man, you got to produce. You either put up or you get off the toilet. So, unfortunately, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a lot of uncomfortable conversation happening in Buffalo. Sean McDermott can't get through the AFC, especially with Josh Allen being the alpha dog at the QB position and their team obviously not having home field advantage with not winning the AFC East, but at the same time, it shouldn't matter. At this point, it shouldn't matter for Josh Allen. You done been there. You done been in every situation. You seen it. You either put up or you shut up. And if you, hey, please don't put up no stinker, because this guy right here won't let you live it down. So Sean McDermott, you better be on the phone with Josh Allen every day.
Ooh, yeah.
Every day before that playoff starts, and tell him to lock in, because your job depends on it. If you want to be in Buffalo, New York, you better tell Josh Allen he better put on a show of a lifetime, and hopefully them receivers come to play as well.
That's obviously the number one answer. I'll go a few different routes, because I think it's a few coaches whose job is on the line. Obviously, Sean McDermott, he's a good coach, but like again, you keep on having levels and periods of stagnation, then you're not improving. Then you've got to find somebody who's able to get over the hump. Whoever comes out of the AFC North, like Mike Tomlin or John Harbaugh. For Tomlin, it's crazy because he's never had a losing season. But for the Steelers, that's not, like 20 years, that's not good enough.
You mean whoever comes second in the AFC North?
No, whoever comes first. Like, if the Ravens get first place in the North, then they would have made the playoffs. But there's no way in God's green earth they should even be in this position with Mahomes going down, with the Bills being as vulnerable as they are, and with Burrow being a non-factor. So with John Harbaugh, like, we've already talked about the identity crisis that they're in. I said it from the jump. They gonna get him up out of there if they mess around and miss the playoffs. And even if he makes the playoffs, he's not safe, because this team is a huge gap from where they were previously when they were the 1 seed, even last year when they just won the division. From the Steelers' standpoint, 20 years of excellence is one thing, but 20 years of just saying you never had a bad season, at a certain point, that can't be the standard.
Yeah, at some point, 20 years of mediocrity is an insult.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, but you think Mike Tomlin's job it should be at risk of losing if he don't perform?
I said it like a year ago. I say the second he has a losing record, they gonna get rid of him.
If Mike Tomlin get fired, then why the Ravens coach don't get fired?
He should.
Nah, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He should. But from the Steelers' standpoint, it's like they don't do that in their history, and obviously we all know he's an excellent coach. But the Steelers are never good enough to compete, and they're never bad enough to be seen as a team that's tanking. Like, you're just stuck in this limbo in the draft where if you don't hit in free agency, then you're not going to get the quarterback of the future, and you're only going to get pieces that revolve around that. They hoped that Kenny Pickett was going to be the guy. That was a flop. You thought Mason Rudolph was going to lead you on a magical playoff run. Everybody knew that was going to be a bad marriage. Russell Wilson was only good enough to win you a few games before he turned into Russell Wilson, and you quickly got Justin Fields up out of there. Now you got Aaron Rodgers hoping that you could get some late season magic, and Aaron Rodgers, like I told y'all from the jump. I also throw a curveball in there just for the heck of it. Todd Bowles.
Oh yeah, 100%,
bro.
100%. There's no way they started up 5-1, and now they're 7-9.
Yep.
That can't be.
They could win and still miss the playoffs.
They was better out without all their weapons. They got all their weapons and worse.
Yes. Baker Mayfield looks like a shell of himself. And granted, injuries, it definitely hurt the Buccaneers.
Coaching decision or player execution?
Both.
Yeah,
I said player execution is most important.
Coach.
I said player execution is most important, but good Lord, you started off 5-1. You telling me you can't win 4 more games?
Can you blame it on the player?
I blame it on the player for sure because of his level of execution. But at a certain point in time, Todd Bowles has been living in 9-win seasons in the worst division in the NFL. Like, who's competing in the NFC South over the past few years? Panthers could possibly make the playoffs for the first time since Cam Newton been playing. Not in general, since he's been playing in a Panthers jersey. The Falcons, who knows what they got going on?
So you change your answer to
No. I stand by it. This is just an anomaly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but either way, Todd Bowles, you lose. Hell, even if you win, it's looking spooky for you, brother.
Which NBA player has been underwhelming this year?
Pablo Banchero. I can't, bro. I'm so sorry.
A specific player in mind.
Oh, it was alright. I was ready for him. Oh man, this brother stinks. He averages 19.9, basically 20 with 8 rebounds, and I give him 5 assists on 43% shooting. 43. That is a bit. 23.8% from the 3. Let me just read you some of this brother last couple games because this is ridiculous. So against Denver, he had 12.6 rebounds, 6 assists. The game before that against Charlotte, when they got blown out, 13-5-2. Portland, 12-6-3. Like, this guy here has been nothing but an average Joe since he came back. And quite frankly, I'm like, bro, is it to the point, obviously it's a little too early, but is it time to start looking for trade partners? Because Pablo Banchero is extremely talented, don't get me wrong, but he has that syndrome that a lot of players have where they have guard-like skill, but they go to it a little too much. Yeah. Like an Embiid is in a sense. Like sometimes he forgets he's 7 foot, 300 pounds. Like I should have my back to the basket, getting downhill, getting to that free throw line. I should be pulling up from 15. Like Pablo problem is he shoots too many jump shots. He shoots too many jump shots and he's not a good shooter. So if you're not a good shooter, stop shooting the shots. If you have he has the ball handling skills of a guard. He has the passing ability of a guard. He's just lazy and he shoot lazy shots. Like it's no way that he's averaging basically 20 points a game. Man, he was a borderline close to a top 10 player in my eyes coming into the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. Pablo Banchero, I still remember him in that first round series against Boston. He gave them work. He absolutely gave them work. Him and Franz, they look like a 1-2 combo for the years to come. But I mean, this year, I know he done dealt with some injuries. I can't give him too much leeway. Because at the end of the day, everybody go through something. You can't go from 26, 7, and 5 on what shooting. He was 45. That's really still not good from last year. But this year, you drop all the way to basically 20? 20 points? No. No. Especially if I'm seeing in the playoffs, he averaged 29. He averaged 29 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Like, I see Pablo at his best, and he's not giving it. So if I can say anybody who has been a humongous disappointment, this guy, I'm sure at this point, Fred Weiner, he might be the A. He might be the A-dog on that team. He may be the best player. The way Pablo playing, so shoot, step it up. Please. I'm tired of getting chalked.
Man, I feel the exact same way. It's kind of no argument to go against Pablo when he's been playing, when the Magic have been underperforming so badly.
And they still the 5th seed.
Yeah.
Like, you know how bad the East is? I think they're 18 and 15.
Hey, shout out Anthony Black. He been hooping.
Hey.
Thanks. 18 and 15, and they're the 5th seed.
It's spooky over there, but not in a good way. Pablo is, not Pablo. Paulo. It just sucks because we've seen him at his peak of his powers, and granted the ceiling is still the ceiling because his talent level is immense. He's been getting comparisons to so many different people because his game reminds us of a lot of different players. He has the body of an athletic freak of nature, but he plays iso ball kind of similar to Carmelo Anthony in a lot of instances, at least in my opinion. And for him to be so reliant on a jumper that isn't consistent, it sucks because the Magic are expecting you to take another leap to where they could possibly be in the same position where the Timberwolves is in, where they could build around you and get the pieces that they need to help that team thrive and ultimately help you thrive. But they're just not able to do that because you're just not holding up your end of the bargain. You're not holding up your weight. And we thought that a couple trips to the postseason, they were going to be able to do so because you're going to take a couple of extra steps forward. And it just seems like now you're just taking a few steps back.
Is the NFL MVP race officially over?
100%. I don't think there's no way Matthew Stafford regaining any statics after that awful performance on primetime. I mean, you just can't perform like that on primetime. And then the week before, we watched Drake May go out there and beat the the Baltimore Ravens in the fashion that he did. He didn't have the best of the game starting off, but he redeemed himself and ended up coming out victorious and played a hell of a game towards the end, despite not having Lamar Jackson out there. We can give it context. Didn't have Lamar Jackson out there, but Drake May, I mean, he stepped up when his team asked him to the most, and that really showed, or that put him in contentions with Matthew Stafford. Even though Stafford was 40-5 before that last game, throwing 3 interceptions, but it was a shame because Matthew Stafford, I think that was going to be the cherry on top of the Sunday if he was just to close out that Atlanta game. Close out the Atlanta game because the division, it kind of seemed like a far stretch. They already lost it with San Francisco and Seattle. They're deciding who wins that division. But the fact that he had it all in his hands. All he had to do was finish out strong against the Atlanta Falcons that had no hope. They've been eliminated for weeks. You lost to Kirk Cousins on prime time. And Drake May played the same defense and shredded him. So I'm like, it's not no excuse. So, hey, at the end of the day, Matthew Stafford, in my eyes, there's no way that you can redeem yourself unless Drake May go out there and play an awful Week 18 game, which I can't really see because I'm like, is there even a reason to play him? Like, if you really think about it, like,
Yeah.
what's the reason of playing Drake May?
There it is.
With that logic, why did Matthew Stafford play?
No, I'm talking about next week.
Yeah,
Because
there's
the Chargers not even playing Herbert. So I'm like, the only reason that they could be potentially playing this for what, the 1 seed?
But that's a big deal though. Like that's an extra week of rest versus you having to go up against let's say for the sake of argument, and I'm a knock on wood, but let's just say Chargers, Texans, and the Bills. One of those 3 teams lose. You do not want to play a team like Houston in round 1 when you have the weakest schedule in the NFL, strength of schedule wise. You do not want to play a team like the Bills who already just had your number and proved to you that the division doesn't necessarily just go through New England. Mm-hmm. You don't want to play a team like the Chargers who, for all credit and for all that's worth, they are a pretty darn good team. I think that, now even with that being said, I do think that it is kind of wrapped up the MVP race though, because fortunately for the Patriots, they're playing the Dolphins, who have nothing to play for. Also, too, the Rams have nothing to play for either because that best case scenario, they're going to be the 5th seed.
Which is not going to. I think they're 6. They're locked at 6.
If the Niners lose, I think
regardless because then they all have the same record.
Niners got a better record right now. Yeah, Niners are 12-4.
No, so then they all have the same record prior before that loss. They were all 11-4 going to 2.
Yeah.
So
they split 2 though. So I don't know how that's gonna work with the tiebreakers. But even with that being said, like it seems like it's a lost cause for Matthew Stafford to just go out there and get the chunk in it, because one, he's probably gonna be on a snaps restriction since they have nothing to play for in general. They already locked in the playoffs. But 2. You talk about the poor performance that Matthew Stafford just put up, and that's based off of, what is it? I forgot the name of the saying. When it's like the last thing you see, the latest thing you see is the thing you remember the most. Well, Drake May had a great performance. He had a 99.8 passer rating against the Jets. He had, I think, 2 incompletions and 5 touchdowns. Like, he was killing New York. So with that, it's going to be even more crazy. Now, I will say, from the voting perspective, I can't put nothing against him because I done seen a year where a dude who had 41 touchdowns and 5 interceptions lose out on the award to a dude who ended up completing only 30% of his passes when he played against the Texans.
Bro, why are we still talking about that?
I'm just saying.
I'm still talking about this Allen and Lamar.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not putting nothing against the voters because the voters have shocked me in the past, and who's to say they can't shock me again? I mean,
This was bad.
This was bad, but we've seen MVP winners have bad games.
But we talking about prime time, like swinging factor. Like it's never been this close. Like maybe you can say Lamar and Allen, but in reality, we knew Lamar should have won that one. And to your logic, you're correct. But I'm saying if we just seen Drake May the week before go up against the Ravens, which are still potentially a playoff team, he went up in there, beat them. What did he put up? 380 and 2 passing tuds. Yeah. And then the week after, he put up 256, 5 passing tuds on the Jets, mind you. Context. You put it up on the Jets, but
it's 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, your numbers are your numbers. And then you go out there on prime television, you're the only show on, only game on, and you go out there and put up a stinker of that magnitude. I think that can sway voters in a massive way, especially with Drake May having all the odds in his favor with him winning the division.
Yeah.
That's for starters. He beat Josh Allen out for the division. So that they like, oh shoot, like okay, like he making some noise. He's in the AFC with only 4 losses. Despite his record, AFC 4 losses. You had to play Buffalo twice. He went in there and took care of business. So at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna. I think the voters, if they put Matthew Stafford as MVP, I think that's a tragedy for this kid because Drake May deserved it. He earned it.
Yeah. Mind you, all the stuff I'm saying, I agree with you. Like I think Drake May got this locked in the bag, and as much as it sucks, it seems like the rich only get richer because the Patriots got their guy again. So we're gonna see how that goes, but. Again, I'm not going to put nothing too far-fetched from the voters because even with that being said, the only claim to fame that Matthew Stafford does have over Drake May is the numbers because his numbers are insane.
All right, it's time for TCal's top 5 power rankings.
Hey, verse, as we say week in and week out, man, it is the best power rankings of all of sports media, man. CDS, we do it big over here, so and I will come with the hits. Woo! With that being said, man, starting off at number 5, I'll take the Chicago Bears. Chicago really impressed me on Sunday Night Football. The defense is a little underwhelming, of course. That may be a little concerning the NFC. But Caleb Williams has shown me week in and week out that he is more and more legitimate by the weeks go on. Man, Luther Burden, prayers up to him. Hopefully, it was nothing serious, thank God. But if that wasn't a coming out party, I don't know what is. Roma Dunze, hopefully that he makes it back for this playoff push that they're trying to go on. But Ben Johnson, man, he got that offense humming. That running game looks good. Their investment on that offensive line to protect Caleb Williams this offseason, man, is paying off big dividends. You're seeing the ascension from year 1 to year 2. And the sky's the limit for the Chicago Bears if matchups work in their favor. Hopefully it does because they're a really exciting team, and I'm hoping to watch them more in the playoff. Going to my number 4 team, man. It's tight. We down to the wires. It's splitting hairs. Oh man, Charles, this is tight. Give me the San Francisco 49ers at my 4. Brock Purdy, man. I said some things about you this offseason. Hey, you making me look a little bad right now, Brock Purdy. You doing your thing though. I'm not a hater. Shoot, if you perform, I will oblige. He's playing really good football right now. Outside of him throwing that interception on Sunday Night Football, man, he was spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. He carved up the defense without George Kittle on a down-to-down basis, man. CMC, man. Once again, he should be a candidate for Offensive Player of the Year, man. He's the engine of that team. I don't know how he takes the wear and tear that he does. Every NFL running back takes that wear and tear, but his stuff is on a whole nother level because his usage rate in that offense is probably a little bit over half of their offense. He touches the ball about half of the offensive possession. So that's a lot of wear and tear for that body, but shoot. He's a top fit athlete in the world, and he's doing it week in, week out basis, man. CMC for Offensive Player of the Year, sleeper pick. Going to my number 3 team, man. Number 3, I got the Houston Texans. Houston, man, defense. Our defense is obviously killer. CJ Stroud, that last game was a little scary for me. I mean, throwing 2 interceptions after coming out blazing hot. I mean, you gotta show me who you are. Like, are you CJ Stroud of rookie year, or are you CJ Stroud at the beginning of this year? It's one or the other. But at this point, we need you to choose one because we're about to go into the playoff stretch with probably the most optimistic feeling. Like, it actually doesn't seem crazy for a Houston Texan fan to say, I think we can win the Super Bowl this year without somebody laughing, oh my God, just an average Texans fan. No. We actually had an actual chance of being a Super Bowl champion this year. So I think CJ Stroud, you are the only deciding factor. You and that offensive line are the deciding factors on if we make it to San Francisco in February or not. Going to my number 2 team, I got the New England Patriots. New England, just flat out dominant. They were dominant this week against the Jets. We know they played against Brady Cook. It ain't too much competition. We know it's Brady Cook. We know it's Brady Cook. We know it's Brady Cook. I just want everybody to know it was Brady Cook. But 5 touchdowns. He didn't have to play in halfway through the third shift. He took care of business. And even the week before, they beat Baltimore. As I'm continuously to beat that drum, man. Drake May has been spectacular week in and week out. He looked a little shaky. In that Baltimore game, but he showed resilience. He showed, I'm not going to say playoff pedigree because it's only December, but he showed me some things that I feel like that can resemble in January and potentially maybe February. So for the Patriots, I had the number 2, but number 1, obviously, and this is probably the first time I'll probably do this for Versi. I'll go to Seattle Seahawks, man. They look like the best team in the NFL right now. Offense matched with the defense there. Sam Darnold's looking like a hell of a pickup. He looking like pickup of the offseason right now for the Seattle Seahawks. This game right here would be for all the marbles. This Sunday against San Fran, man, that would be a treat. JSN, I mean, he kind of slowing down in my eyes. I mean, shit, I thought he was going for 2 bands, but even still, he still is very effective. Yeah. But that's my list. 5 Chicago, 4 San Fran, 3 Houston, 2 New England, 1 Seattle Seahawks. Versi.
One major change. I did not have Chicago in my top 5.
Oh.
At all.
Who you put, Philly?
I was thinking about it. My honorable mention, the team that just missed out on the cut was Denver. They're still a great team, and this is no shot at them. I think they're just kind of a mirror image of Houston, where it's like the defense is all world and can carry them to the promised land, but that offense has so many question marks that we just need to find out what consistent version are you going to be, the best version or the worst version of your offense. But even with that being said, they're still a great team that controls their own destiny for the 1 seed and having the AFC run through Denver. Number 5, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, Jacksonville. I cannot believe I'm saying this, bro. The Texans are on a 9-game winning streak. Jacksonville's on an 8-game winning streak. Trevor Lawrence has 1 turnover in 3 weeks, and he's pushed himself into the back end of the MVP race.
That is crazy.
Like, I said that he was the most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Overrate that.
Exactly. Like, Goldilocks is making me eat my words. But even with that being said, on a serious note, this team is definitely a player. Like, for them to be still in contention for, forget a playoffs, but like they have a chance to win a championship. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I have to show respect where it's due. Without being biased, number 4, I got the Texans. With the most dominant defense since, the Legion of Boom? Since the Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware days of Denver. Like, this team is elite on that side of the ball. And the offense, slowly but surely, is making its rounds of, meeting the defense at least halfway. DeMeco Ryans honestly should get some consideration for Coach of the Year. this team is. Matt Burke should get coordinator of the year if that's even a thing. It's just been an incredible story for the Texans. Number 3, I think an even more crazier story is the 49ers. He's talking about Brock Purdy made him look like a fool. I picked them to finish last in the division. And for them to be doing as good as they are, forget the fact that they lost Brock Purdy towards the beginning of the year and had Mac Jones carry them to victories. They lost Fred Warner and Nick Bosa immediately.
Nah, that was crazy.
And they're fighting for the 1 seed. I think this just goes to show that, like, you put all the cards and the chips on the table, I think there's a realistic chance that Kyle Shanahan is the best coach in the NFL. Like, without question. And C-Mac should honestly get some consideration for MVP because of how great, or at very least offensive player of the year. Because he's been shouldering a load that we've obviously seen him be able to do, but just seeing him doing it, we can't take it for granted. Number 2, Patriots. Drake May, MVP. The fact that they're ahead of schedule to this extent is incredible. They pretty much wrapped up the division. Actually, they did wrap up the division. Mm-hmm. So they could, depending on what happens between LA and Denver, they could have the number 1 seed and the Patriots would be right back to where they've been dominating since the start of the 21st century. The defense is really good. The offense is clicking. Like, there's nothing to really hate about what New England got going on. And then number 1, the Seahawks. Told y'all from the jump, I picked this team to win the division. And they making me, well, they haven't done it yet, but they making me look very, very proud. Sam Darnold exercising a lot of his demons over the past 2 years. Running game, I told y'all, is finally clicking. JSN is elite, we all know that. But that defense is what gets swept under the radar because they're elite on that side of the ball too. So, honorable mention, Denver, 5 Jags, 4 Texans, 3 Niners, 2 Pats, and 1 Seahawks.
All right. So, with that being said, I'll start with you, Charles. Your honorable mention with Denver. I agree. They are kind of slipped outside of the top 5. I'm not going to say that they are fraudulent, but just like you said, not at that top 5 caliber. I do appreciate you giving Jacksonville their kudos that they've been proving that they deserve all season. I think the Texans are a step above them, even when it comes down to the win streak and the play style. I think if they were to play each other right now, we would end their win streak, of course. The 49ers, I do like that pick. I don't think I would put the 49ers over the Texans, however. The Patriots, I like that pick, but they really haven't beaten anyone this year other than the Bills. So, I mean, I can't really give them a high credibility, and then the Seahawks are like kind of everyone's favorite for this year. So, I do like your list. I was actually going to give you an A-. I do apologize. I'm going to give you a B+. Now let's move over to Tyler. Starting off with the Bears at 5. They have been the top team in the NFL basically all year. They have swooped down a little bit after some recent troubles at the end of the season. But I still think they're a respectable team that you can't just brush off. The 49ers, like I said, I do like them, but I wouldn't put them over the Texans. And they're like a great system, and they got their quarterback back. So I think they are a top 5 team in the running. The Texans, I think if the Texans play the 49ers, that the Texans will win.
Shit, we did win.
However,
That wasn't them at full strength.
Oh
either.
my God.
I'm just being real. But we did win. I'm not going to hate on it, for sure.
who did the Patriots last play?
Jets.
Jesus. So, I don't really want to put the Texans. I don't want to commend you for putting the Texans below the Patriots, but their record shows it, and they're obviously not better than the Seahawks. And the Seahawks are number one. I actually was going to give you an A+.
Oh.
But on the same curve that Charles got, I would just give you an A.
All right, so sure, I won.
First time for everything.
Up next, we got the Week 18 NFL predictions. Our first game is going to be on Saturday, January 3rd. We have the rematch between the Panthers and the Buccaneers.
Give me the Panthers.
Keep pounding. Go Panthers.
I wanted that silent. Next game on Saturday, we have the Seahawks playing the 49ers.
Give me the Niners.
Call.
You said call?
Call.
Oh.
All right. Next game, Sunday morning, we have the Texans playing the Colts.
Texans.
We got the merge.
Here we go.
Real fans will
Fake
emerge.
Texans fan.
Real fans will emerge.
Then we have the Chargers and the Broncos.
Broncos, easy.
Give me Mile High. Give me the Broncos.
Commanders, Eagles.
Eagles not playing for nothing. They can really rest people.
Yeah, that division's awful. Give me.
Give me the Eagles still.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to see Josh Johnson hoops again.
Saints, Falcons.
Saints.
I ain't gonna lie. Kirk will change. You got one more in you. Show me. Give me the Falcons.
Cowboys, Giants.
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 Browns, Bengals.
Give me Bengals.
I'm trying to see the sack record.
How many yards?
Passing? 195.
Against Cincy?
He been struggling on offense lately. I ain't gonna
What'd you
lie.
say, Tyler? How many yards?
I think about 220. For Cleveland? What?
Maybe rushing and passing. I'll take it.
Packers versus Vikings.
Vikings.
And how many receiving yards will Jets have?
I ain't gonna. I say Vikings.
Yeah, I probably.
Cause Malik, he ain't playing.
Who, Packers? Hey, they ain't got nothing to play for. Give me the Vikings.
They got nothing to play for. Plus J-Lo and Malik probably gonna be out.
Jettas probably get the 1,000 mark.
That's honestly the fact that that's not a guarantee is insane.
Yeah, it is.
Titans are playing the Jaguars.
Give me the Titans.
Ain't too many times you gonna hear me say this. Give me them
Your
Titans.
boy. Yes, sir. About time you take accountability.
Only Titans I account for is Fort Bend.
Oh, here he go.
Will Trevor Lawrence throw a pick?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Cardinals versus Rams.
Rams. I mean, give me Cardinals. Give me Cardinals. Yeah, at that point, I'm like, they're not going to play the starters.
Rams, they already said they're gonna play them. Sean already came out to the media and said that, at least for the first half. They actually do got something to play for, because if I'm the Rams and I'm guaranteed not having a home game, I'd rather go to whoever wins the NFC South than go to Philly. So,
Cardinals over or under 1.5 field goals.
who was the kicker?
Ryland.
Oh yeah.
Bro, they just took
Kicking
him off
points
the
or
starters.
just straight up field goals?
Field goal made.
Give me the under. The Rams pissed off. They got something to prove on defense.
Chiefs versus Raiders.
Raiders.
Nah. That's bad ball for real.
Raiders.
Give me. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Oladukin?
All the trash.
Ola DeCoon.
Geno Smith passing yards.
He ain't playing.
I thought he was playing.
He hurt.
Nah, we know they ruled him out. Sure, you can't mess up they tank.
Exactly. He ain't ruining. He helping the tank.
Oh man.
Going up against cheap backups, he ain't.
Okay, give me over under Chiefs field goal.
Under.
Over.
Heck yeah, that dude's so trash. He ain't gonna be able to get him in field goal. Right.
You overestimate the Raiders.
Sure.
They trying to.
You overestimating the quarterback. That dude is bad.
Next game. Next game is Dolphins versus Patriots.
Oh God. Jesus.
Dolphins versus Patriots. Give me Patriots.
Give me the Pats.
Over under 2.5 extra points for Patriots.
Over. Gonzalez finna eat.
Over.
Gonzalez finna eat.
Next game is Lions versus Bears.
Bears.
Yeah, Bears.
Caleb Love passing yards. Jared Goff passing yards.
Jared gonna launch it. It just ain't gonna make a difference because they got nothing to play for. I say a little south of 300 for Jared. For Caleb,
Wow.
Caleb 240.
Next game, Jets versus Bills.
Give me.
Does Josh Allen play?
If Josh Allen play Bills, if he don't play
Still
Bills.
Give me Buffalo.
Over under field goals made for the Jets.
Oh man.
1.5.
Under.
Yeah.
Poor guys.
Yeah. Spooky for him.
All right, the battle of mid. The 8-8 Ravens. The 8-8 Ravens versus the 9-7 Steelers.
Give me the Steelers.
Do you really believe in this man?
The crazy thing is he might not even play.
Aaron Rodgers.
He is number 8. He is number 8.
That's the only 8 playing that game. So.
All right. Well, let's count this. Don't add them. Just combine them.
24.
You know who that is.
Joey Porter. I'm like, Joey Porter? Like, who is
Wait,
that?
that's not. Okay, let me not even do numbers. Let me do an action. It ain't too many people that got this.
LeBron James.
Who else? Who else goes around known as the
He's
king?
talking about Derrick Henry.
Who else goes around known as the king, man? He just had 200 on Green Bay. Come on, man.
Let's pray that ain't the case this weekend so we can play Pittsburgh.
True.
And that is a conclusion to episode 83 of Check the Stats, man. If you made it to the end, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on all of our social media platforms that we continue to go up, man. Content will be continually flowing on all social media platforms. Make sure y'all keep an eye out for us, man. Versi, Big Jess, pleasure doing business with you tonight. Versi, you got any words for the fans out there before we get up out of here?
Hey, man. 2025 is finna end. Have a happy new year. Hopefully y'all having a good holidays. As far as this football goes, once January comes, it's grown man talk. It's grown man business. And a lot of these teams, they're gonna have to find out what they made of. Survival of the fittest. Who gonna make it? Who gonna survive? And who gonna end up on top of the world at the end of the day? Because at the end of the day, that's facts. If you ever need them facts, it's perfect timing to check them stats.
That's a wrap.